Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Monday morning assembly on equality. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, and I'm looking forward to the week ahead. Don't forget, on Friday, it is a non-uniform day in preparation for our sports day, and I'm sure there's lots going on during the week to keep us all extremely busy. We're going to start this morning with our school mantra. Let's read it together. Each day is a new beginning. We work together to reach our goals. Friendship and fun create happiness. We all play our special role. Teachers, parents, and children unite to help us learn the things we need. Together, we can make a difference, ensuring we all succeed. Believe, achieve, succeed. Well done, everyone. We're getting very good at our school mantra. And let's keep practicing that, ready for the new year when our assemblies will be back in the hall. I'm very excited about that. So this week, our core value is equality. Maybe a word you've not heard of before. And I think it's a word we will keep going over because it is one of our most difficult core values. It's about fairness and recognising the individual needs and identities of all of us, and giving everyone the opportunity to reach their full potential and an equal chance to live their life as they choose. A word closely linked to equality is fairness, and making sure that we are fair. And that's important for all of us. Whether we're just starting off at Macefield Primary School, whether we're in year 6 at Macefield Primary School, it's really important that we show fairness and we all have equality. A reminder of our rules, and I'm very impressed that we are all starting to understand these rules as I walk around school and speak to you all. The learning rule, the most important, and the other rules are underpinned by this rule. The talking rule, the movement rule, and the treatment rule. If you need to, pause now to discuss any of these rules in more detail. But I'm very impressed that as I walk around looking at the thinking books, the entries are very low. And those pupils are starting to understand our expectations and our school rules to ensure that Macefield is the best place that it can be. Let's move on to our assembly about equality. When I sometimes walk around school and sometimes go onto the playground, I do sometimes hear some children saying, "It's not fair, it's my turn," or "It's not fair, I was here first," or "It's not fair, they won't let me play," or "It's not fair, that's my ball." And sometimes that then culminates in, "I don't want to be your friend anymore." Those moans and groans sometimes are louder than us chatting and having fun and believing, achieving and succeeding. And from those moans and groans and us saying it's not fair, I thought it was really important that I'd share a story with you today. This is actually a Bible story, and it's called The Prodigal Son. There's a few pictures on the screen now, and as I read this, you'll see how this story evolves. I want you to think about that word fairness as I'm reading this story, because we're going to reflect on this story very soon. Okay, sit up straight, and let's listen to the story I'm about to read. There was once a man who had 2 sons. Both worked very hard on their father's farm. The younger one wanted to leave home and go travelling, so he asked his father if he could have his share of the property to enable him to do this. His father agreed. The young man sold his share and went off with the money. The man went to a faraway country where he spent his money on having a good time. Soon he had spent all of the money he had been given, so he had to find work. He eventually found a job working for a pig farmer. However, there was a terrible famine, and that means when there was very little food to eat, and the man didn't have much to eat at all. The pigs he was tending to had food, but no one gave him anything to eat. He was that starving that he began to eat the food that was meant for the pigs. At last, the man came to his senses. He realised that he'd be better off at home. He knew that his father's servants had more to eat than he was getting. He was very sorry for what he had done and decided to return home and ask his father to forgive him. His father had always hoped that his son would come home. Every day his father watched the road, wishing that his son would return. One day he saw someone in the distance. His son was coming home. He was so overjoyed that he ran to meet him. The young man fell at his father's feet and begged for forgiveness. I wasted all your money, and I am no longer fit to be called your son, he said. Please let me be one of your servants. But instead of being angry, his father called the servants and told them to fetch clean clothes and prepare a great feast. Let us celebrate my son's return, he said. I thought he was dead, but now he's alive. He was lost, but now he is found. So the feast began. Meanwhile, the elder son had been working in the fields. On his way home, he could hear the music and celebrations, and he wondered what was going on. He called one of the servants and asked what was happening. The servant told him that it was because his younger brother had come home. The elder son was furious. He was so angry. He felt that it was unfair. He had never been given any reward for all his hard work during the time his brother had been away. Meanwhile, his brother had left home, wasted all of his money, returned home penniless, and was being treated generously. When the older brother met his father, he said, It's so unfair. I have always obeyed you. I have worked like a slave for you, and yet you have never done anything like this for me. My son, said his father, everything I have is yours. You are always here with me. But I thought your brother had gone forever, and now he has come back. I have found him, and I am so happy. Be happy with me. What do you think about the younger son's behaviour? Have a pause and discuss. Some great answers there. Do you think the elder son was treated fairly? Have a pause and discuss. That story is a story from the Bible, and Christians believe that Jesus wanted to show that God is like the Father in the story, forgiving us if we do something wrong. There are lots of things in life that don't seem fair. Lots. However, if we work together, we can ensure that things in life are fair. Okay, I'm going to read you a poem to finish off. It's called Is It Fair by Jan Edmonds, and it's one that I really, really like. Key stage one, if it's been too much for you, you can move on at this point to the song. Split and divide, we learn how to share. Equal parts can make things fair. Everyone should have the same. So what is wrong and who's to blame? Some have nothing, some have more, ending in conflict, grief and war. So many things are there to share, but pleasing all is very rare. Sharing the earth, the sky, the sea. Some are trapped while some are free. We share our thoughts, our hopes, our dreams, our laughter, jokes and future schemes. There are highs and lows in daily life, joy and pain, and trials and strife. It's fair we share our home, our pay and love for others day by day. Sometimes we're forced to share the pain of those we'll never see again. And when at times life's hard to bear, there's a moment we can share a prayer. When you look at life, is it really fair? Look harder. What could you share? So finally, are we people who always feel that things are unfair? No, we're not. Take a moment to think about the wonderful things that happen in our life. Take a moment to think about how you could share, how you could make the world a better place by being fair. Let's stop those moans and groans on the playground. Let's share and be fair. I'm going to finish today's assembly with a song, Only Love. It's a slower one, but it's one that's really good to reflect on what we've just spoken about this assembly on equality. Have a wonderful week, everyone. I look forward to walking around this morning, seeing you all,